Here we go. Back to another day, another dollar, another alpha report, another day back in the trenches. Everybody out there just trying to make a buck. We got lots of things going on today, such as Trade Desk shares jumping after OpenAI report about preliminary discussions about a partnership with OpenAI. Now, what's really interesting about this one is we actually read the Trade Desk earnings call back on January 21st and found that Trade Desk was already hinting at a partnership with a chatbot in January 2021. You can actually go back to our course member live stream on that. Now, we didn't buy the stock then because we thought it was still too risky. But, and it's actually still down from there. But it's really interesting to see how if you read these earnings calls regularly, which we do on a regular basis when we do our fundamental analysis, you can find a lot of hints in earnings calls before these things actually become news. Then in the meantime, it looks like OpenAI is also prepping for IPO. And obviously big jobs day tomorrow. So we'll see, man. Maybe we'll actually get a labor market that helps sustain an IPO market. You know, I know that's what Elon's got his fingers crossed for. I'm actually pretty optimistic that if we could hold up the labor market, you could go back into an IPO market. And I really hope SpaceX IPOs and skyrockets over $2 trillion, just so, you know, in my venture capital fund, we can dump it and make as much money as possible. Maybe I shouldn't be forecasting and sort of wearing my plan on my sleeve like that, but I guess I kind of am. So anyway, who cares? So anyway, what do we got here? Selecting lawyers to prepare for a listing is one of the first concrete steps GPT Maker has made towards a public listing. Usually precedes other steps such as appointing investment banks to advise on the process. Yeah. Yeah, many factors can delay IPOs, including stock sell-offs, blah, blah, blah. OpenAI execs have said they could go public as soon as the fourth quarter, where they're laying the groundwork to do so. That's why Elon wants to beat them. This was also interesting. There was some news about Jensen saying that, yeah, they're going to do the $30 billion, but $100 billion is probably not in the cards. Now, Jensen is saying because they're going public and he won't need to invest. I don't know about that, but, you know, whatever. Jensen's got enough to keep the flywheel going for the next year, I suppose. So Amazon's also conditioning their extra $35 billion on an IPO. Gonna be interesting. Gonna be very interesting. See how the rest of the year goes. OpenAI tops 25 billion ARR, at least according to the end of the month. Now that is interesting because there was so much talk when Gemini was taking over about OpenAI usage slowing down. But apparently their revenue generation has still gone up. So, I mean, good for them if this is true. Anthropic is at 19 billion. Wow. Claude's really blown up with paying customers, huh? Yeah. And remember, the majority of AI users don't actually use... Oh, yeah, here's that slowdown you can kind of see. It's almost looking like an S-curve. But very interesting. I think a lot of people who do pay for multiple of them. Like, you know, you'll pay for Anthropic, you'll pay for Gemini, and you'll pay for OpenAI. You know, that's always possible. So, what do we have here? We've got Q's a nice bounce off of 607 here. We had that 607 line in the pre-market. So it didn't give us really much of a line to play beyond holding 607, which has been essentially straight up since that line here. And Tesla just turned green. Let's go.
Gain the lead.
That's awesome. And we got a labor report coming out tomorrow. Let's pull what the estimates are for tomorrow. So, tomorrow. Yes, no, it's... All right, here we go. So tomorrow's jobs report, we are looking at jobs. 65,000 on the private payrolls and 55 on non-farm. probably gonna get it. It'll probably be a positive report. I'm pretty optimistic about it. I don't think we'll get anything negative. Challengers were good. ADP were good. The only thing worsening is what's going on in Iran. There's some complacency going on with the Strait of Hormuz. You've probably got more pain coming on oil prices. Let's go see how we're doing over here. 10-year treasuries up at 413 roughly, which isn't great for the mortgage market. I've got oil. I mean, this still seems low to me. $84 on Brent in the middle of war. It feels like we should be knocking on the door of 100 with how aggressive these attacks are. So, probably bullish oil actually in the short term. I think people think this war is going to end rapidly. I'm often a big fan of thinking war is going to end rapidly too. Like I was wrong about the Israel invasion. I thought that was going to be like a blitzkrieg, and it turned into like this over 2-year process. And boy, that was hell. But I think that Bitcoin is somewhat snuffing out some of the positivity in the labor market. And gold and silver have still topped since Warsh. So my top call is still in the bag on gold and silver. But let's go take a peek at what the Doomers have. So the Doomers today, they're telling us new wave of airstrikes target Iran's IRG. Well, of course, Greg Abel vows to use all his pay to buy the firm's stock. Right. Because he actually gets a really good salary versus Warren Buffett's, just $100K because he had so much net worth in stock. It didn't really matter, right? Iran shifts from using missiles to drones. Yeah. BYD stakes growth on batteries and charging with China sales slowing. Jobless market claims stay low in sign of steadying labor market. Claims are I say it every time. Claims are kind of useless. I don't really pay attention to claims. I look at Challenger, which was good this morning. I look at ADP. We can go look at them really quick. Challenger jobs report and ADP private sector jobs report. All right. Let's take a look here. Thanks, Crazy Tall. Great channel. I've been watching you on and off. Why off? Since before the pandemic, you relate real-world events in the economy in the most real world. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the glaze. I appreciate it. I needed it today. I was feeling a little down to the dumps yesterday. We didn't have a stream, and then I come today, I turn on the stream, and within 5 minutes, I get such a nice compliment. What can I say? Okay, 63,000 for ADP. So let's actually get the full report here so we can get the details. I want to see the change in pay as well. Let's see. Let me download this puppy. ADP report 3/5/26. Oh shit! It's Aesop's in the chat. What up, homie? From Wipe Hype. Come play with me, Aesop's. I like your background. I like your pee-pee there, Aesop's. So that's a good one. All right, ADP jobs report. Private sector employment increased by 63,000 jobs in February. Annual pay was up 4.5%. That's actually good. Let me go over here. Pay insights. Yeah, this is not collapsing. Unchanged. Yeah, that's actually pretty decent. So this is stable and a positive sign for the economy, right? This is bullish. I mean, this is now we're about 3 months in a row now on bullish jobs data. About 3 months in a row now on bullish job data, which is great for a rebound. Really good. So, I mean, nobody wants a recession, right? So, let's see where the money is being made. So, the least money is being made in information, most of it financial activities. Maybe everybody's going to go work for Ross Gerber. Ross Gerber, Aesop's go work for Ross. He's hiring financial advisors. You can come down to the Santa Monica. Come down to where the libtards rule. And then you could sell products and services to them and make money. All right. So what else? What's in here? 63,000 jobs in Feb, which is great. This is great. On their report of 26 million, we've seen increases in hiring and pay gains remain solid. Correct. Hiring was concentrated in a few sectors. Let's see here. Education and health. Wow, dude. Leisure and hospitality. Well, I mean, it's after the season, so maybe that's not a surprise. Construction, manufacturing, still flat. Yeah, none of this is bad, man. Like, this is smallest stat. Wow, bro. Small hiring 60? That's impressive. This is actually an impressive report. And it somewhat aligns with what we got in the ISM and S&P with, February showing a second successive count in headcounts here in February data. Not off a cliff over here in the data. So this is not bad. Not bad at all. No rate cut this year. Yeah, that's probably true. Okay, so back to the doomers. CEO of collapsed lender. MFS spent on artwork, parties, and rapper. Yeah, I'm telling you, some of these CEOs, they just loot the companies of money. The walls of MFS were a shrine. Autographed cricket bats, boxing gloves on display, jerseys. Yeah, when a court-appointed bankruptcy official arrived, the walls were largely bare. They took all the crap. Wow. They just quickly removed everything. There's a $930 million pound shortfall. Is that like $1.3 billion? Because of the double pegging of assets. Frickin' scammers. If the numbers are to be believed, which is more than the government, I may start changing my mind. Yeah, I mean, I think ADP, the only red flag would be potentially that it's the beginning of the year and businesses are optimistic at the beginning of the year and then reality hits, sales slow down. So, I don't know. I mean, we hired at the start of the year too. But Sierra Space raising money. Okay, Virgin Galactic. Brain tech startup raises money to cure blindness. That's cool. Let's see here. Toronto home prices declined for a 9th month. When is it time to buy the dip in Canada? Should we go over there and buy some garages and make some progress again? Come help them out. Our Canadian friends in Toronto. We'll go buy the dip. Buy the dip in Canada. A guide to the fault lines in credit markets. Let's take a look at that. That sounds entertaining. Easy money loans backfire on rookies in the home flipping market? Well, duh. It's always those short-term loans that screw people. What's going on in Toronto? Toronto, 9th straight month in February as persistent economic uncertainty sapped confidence. Benchmark column dropped to 683, data released Thursday by the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. Stagnated due to the trade war. Many would-be buyers are waiting to buy. The prices are getting cheaper. What happened to the queues? Everybody all of a sudden's wet in the bed. Hey, yo, what the hell, homie? It was supposed to happen at lunchtime. The market was supposed to sell off at lunchtime. It decided to sell off a little bit earlier than expected today. It came earlier. Sometimes we can't predict it with perfection. But tomorrow is a big jobs data day, so a lot of people get nervous the day before jobs data. But usually that happens around lunchtime right here. It looks like some of that nervousness has come a little bit early today. Jane Street. Yep. She's back at it again. Jane Street's a firm, and there's a big meme that they always crypto dumped at exactly 10:30, which is in 4 minutes. Risk of more than a decade of loose lending came Clearview on September 28th. Was that Tricolor? Oh, that was the first brands, and then came Tricolor. Blah, blah, blah. Anatomy of the new credit market. I just want to know where the fun is. Where did the lending come from? Non-bank financial, intermediaries, waiting for the stress test. Okay, this is interesting. Default rates remain low. Let's see here. Growing mountain of debt may be riskier than it appears. Investors flooded, energized credit markets, old safeguards. All things helped lenders avoid dramatic losses as they got rid of safeguards. Oh, well, no, they kept safeguards. Okay. But the setbacks began to pile up. Debt started getting slashed. Blah, 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 blah. Should the economy slide into recession, market conditions should change quickly. I agree. With interest rates likely to stay high and foreign investors casting an increasingly skeptical eye on assets, potential triggers abound. Already some investors nervous about getting caught in punishing restructuring or staying on the sideline when it comes to financing risky companies. Both dynamics risk fueling a cycle that curbs trading and makes it harder to sell, increasing heavy losses in private credit. Weaker lender safeguards render investors all but hopeless. Yeah, you don't want to invest in this garbage. Another concern is that the boom in private loans is making the whole market more opaque. Valuations of private loans, on the other hand, are generally provided only every 3 months and are ultimately determined by the very lender that holds the debt. Consider the collapse of Renovo. A lot of these we already know, that's why I'm skimming a little bit. Traditional banks have been shifting in the rapid growth of the industry. Increasingly, they're providing some of the financing that has allowed the sector to boom. Right. That's what I'm concerned about, is that the larger banks are actually lending to these private credit funds. And I think a lot of people are not paying attention to this risk right here. No. I'm not saying Jane Street is a meme. Yes, they were told by the SEC to stop. Yes. I'm saying that people are memeing it, and they're putting pictures of this lady up that they found on Facebook her name's like Jane Street. I can't find it, but it's some old lady. So some like grandma named Jane Street on Facebook. And so people are using her as a meme to represent the company. That's why I said she's selling. That's the meme. See, like, it was like one little step above, right? Anyway, sorry. Kevin, you went too deep. This is why we keep it simple. This is why we use words like PP up, PP down.
Little PP, big PP.
Welcome. Nice to have you. You want to talk about lovemaking, right?
Banks aren't the only important financial institutions to think about. Insurance and annuity providers are owned by private equity themselves. Let's see here. Liquid. Many assets they hold are structure, big critic. Some of the structures echo the strategies used to repackage risk in the financial crisis. Right. Basically, you go into recession, you're cooked. Regulators seem to recognize no credit market. Yeah, I gotta work on the Trump accent. I haven't listened to a lot of Trump lately. I've been really burned out of listening to Donald Trump. So I've stopped listening to his press conferences, and instead I just read the newswire, like, as he says things that actually matter, which is far and few between. Okay, let's see here. So what you see now is massive growth in small rating agencies ticking the box of compliance. Right. All right, yeah. So basically, if we go into recession, we're absolutely cooked. Because private credit's probably going to whack the banking system. To some extent, at least. Got it. Can you look at the Starwood Capital deal with Mara? So, I'm going to guess. Did they buy, like, land for data centers? Starwood Capital. Because that's smart. Like, I don't think buying the chips is smart. Let's see here. Mara... Yo, what's going on? What is all this? Go away. Pop-ups. Oh my gosh. F off. All right. Where is... There. Okay, restructuring capacities to leverage AI demands, blah, blah, blah. What's the deal? They probably AI wrote this. These people suck. F off. Freaking losers. You write like a bot. I'm not going to read your website. Yeah. There it is. Bloomberg. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. There it is. Mara partners with Starwood to develop AI data centers. Yeah, there you go. It's because they're a real estate play. To develop some of the existing sites into infrastructure and support AI, Mara shares jump 15%. The data center development platform for a private investing firm will lead the design, tenant sourcing, construction, and facilities operations, while Mara contributes some of its sites. Wait a second. Mara is going to contribute the real estate. Starwood is going to be the financier. So they're going to look for the core weaves, basically. That's what they're doing. Somebody says, yeah, AI written skip. Yeah, if I want AI to talk to me, I'll just ask the AI chatbot. That stuff pisses me off. They write all your crap with AI. I don't want to read it, man. I'll just go ask Gemini or, Anthropic or whatever myself. This is why I really like what we do in the Meet Kevin app. Because all of these notes right here, none of this is AI. None of it. And I do it on purpose. Like, there are spelling errors in here galore, but I don't give a flying F because they're just my notes, but all of this stuff is written by Kevin, and it's a lot of data that you could utilize, or like what we do in the, this is all in the Meet Kevin app, by the way, but if I go to Trade Desk, for example, look at what we did on, you ready for this? Watch this. January 21st. You ready for this? Watch this. January 21st. This is what course members get, by the way. This is the kind of stuff we snuff out. January 21st. A note about chatbot TAM, possibly as OpenAI is looking to sell ads. Okay? Look at this. In their earnings call, compared to last year, our total addressable market has grown significantly, including expansion from connected TV and AI chatbots. And so I wrote in January, does this mean Trade Desk has had discussions with chatbot firms, or is this just hope? Right? And then what was reported today? The Trade Desk shares jump after OpenAI report that ad tech firm has held preliminary discussions about a partnership with OpenAI. Wrote that. I called it speculation then, but that was on January 21st. The point is, that's the kind of fundamental analysis we do, and we're not doing this with AI. This is just manually going through this stuff, and I really enjoy it. So that's in the Meet Kevin app. Anyway, all right, where were we? So, Mara, yeah, I think Starwood is an okay firm. I think they went a little too YOLO-y on real estate and then started dumping real estate, because I think they were buying at the highs in 21 and 22, and they had to start liquidating some of it. So I don't know what their leverage situation is. I can't really say anything, negative about them, but I know the guy's really respected in real estate. And I'd love to grow to the AUM they have. What do they have? Starwood Capital AUM. It's got to be many billions of dollars. $125 billion. I'd love to do that. So what do they do? Yeah. So Starwood Property Trust, largest commercial mortgage REIT. Ew, that sounds sketch. So they have a commercial mortgage REIT. Wow. Yeah, that just seems hard right now. How many defaults do you guys have in that? Focus on real estate and energy infrastructure. Significant debt portfolios. Well, I guess I could just go look really quick. Starwood Property Trust. That's their public entity. I don't know if all of their AUM is public, but we could just take a really quick sneak peek and find out. So this is just their press release. So we have assets. So I've got, yeah, see, this is only a $20 billion asset portion. Right? Wait a sec. I'm sorry. They have assets of, no, but some of this is goodwill. Not much though. Loans, 18. VI, variable interest rate entity. This is about $63 billion. So this is about half of their business. Oh my gosh, it's almost all dead. Are you kidding me? What? That's how they did this? Are you freaking kidding me? VI liabilities, unsecured senior notes, securitized financing. Oh my gosh, I've lost so much respect. Are you kidding me? Out of $63 billion of assets, you jackass have 55.6 of debt? You guys are going to go bankrupt in the next recession. Oh my gosh. Come on. How stupid do you got to be? Oh my gosh. No. Look at that. 60607. That's insane. That's insane. OpenAI call is insane. Yeah, so the reason I said OpenAI in that earnings call that when I read that in January was because OpenAI is the only one talking about ads. So I know that makes me feel like I had like a final destination premonition about it being OpenAI, but I think it was just like putting two and two together, right? It's like, oh, Trade Desk is an ad platform. Trade Desk is talking about ads. Oh, what other AI company is talking about doing ads? Oh man, Sarah today with the phone and the bronzer or whatever. What's going on over here today? Sorry, I got really distracted. And then like, I don't know what's under the jacket. Oh, I gotta click away there. Sorry, I forgot what I was talking about. Something happened. Anyway, where were we? Dying. Okay, let's go to the Wall Street Journal. Dude is so annoying. Hell yeah, that's my job. And you're gonna be a little weenie baby, you could leave. You know what else is annoying? For people like you, you know, open a pack. I'm gonna open another pack of cigs just for you. I'm just kidding, it's actually gonna be a Pokemon pack today. We're gonna open an Astral Radiance today. Astral Radiance. Oh yeah. I'm not sure how many to get to. I think it's 4 to get to what we want. I'm not sure though. 2. I may screw this up because it could be 2. All right, we got fire today. Oh, we got water. Okay, we did it right. It was a 4 count. 4 count to get to the energy. But it was water, not fire, which isn't great because water kills fire, you know? So this one's already setting up to be a bad pull here. We're doing this one because, you know, the loser called me annoying in the chat. So, I'm gonna be a little more annoying. Puccina. Yeah, that's what this guy is. That's what the loser in the chat is. That should be the next coupon code. Look at that. Puccina. Puccina, this guy's so strong that when he gnaws at you, he does a whole 10 damage. Little pansy. It even calls you basic. All right. Here we go. Getting to the end. Leafeon reverse hollow. That's a cute card. Yeah, nothing today. As usual. But the Leafeon looks nice. Jack actually might like that because he has a full hollow of Leafeon. So I might give him the reverse hollow of Leafeon here. He might like that. Man. So, all of this was in honor of our little Puccina in chat. There he is. Yeah. All right. So where were we? Another trash pack. Should have kept it sealed. All right. So China signals slower growth. Yeah, I don't care. Morgan Stanley lays off people. Yeah, man. Got AI, bro. AI, man. How Azerbaijan will respond. Russia, Iran says Iran conflict, not our war. UK deploys more jets. Poly market bettors don't expect a quick ceasefire. So Kevin is butthurt about free speech. I'm not butthurt about free speech. Just an asshole. Democrats lose the Iran plot. That's not a surprise. Okay, what else? Rahm Emanuel floods Democrats with criticism and ideas. Don't care. Judge orders government to begin refunding. Oh, let's go. They're going to send the tariffs back. Starting your own business is all the rage again? No, it's not. You never stop working if you have your own business. Let's see here. Broadcom's AI business is booming. The rest is complicated. Cracker Barrel is working to repair his reputation. Gemini said they could only be together if he killed himself. Soon he was dead. Oh my gosh. David Lynn, don't care. Don't care. Okay. All right, let's go take a look at this. So... Let's see here. Judge orders government begin refunding. This is huge. We need to actually put that on eHack. Hold on a sec. We'll just take a look at Sarah here in the meantime while I pull this up. Okay, there we go. Slap that right there. And put that onto Geo Tariff. Oh, I guess we're done over there. Tariff refunds. All right. A federal judge on Wednesday ordered the administration to begin refunding more than $130 billion. Wow. Let's go. $130 billion in refunds has been ordered to begin per federal judge Wednesday via Wall Street Journal. Let's go, dude. That's huge. Great. Okay. Following a filtration company's fight for a refund, the judge issued a written order. Hearing is set for Friday. More than 2,000 lawsuits have been filed. Judge requires customs to issue refund by calculating the initial duties paid, excluding tariffs voided by the High Court. Wow. This means the government has to issue a refund to everyone. That's bullish. That's actually bullish the economy. It refunds to corporations, the companies who get it back. But that could be bullish hiring, right? Bullish economically and... Wait, she just changed her top! What the hell just changed? She wasn't... Was that a different day, maybe? Maybe that was an interview for a different day. Because she wasn't wearing that white under there. There is something a lot more revealing going on like 30 seconds ago. All right. Bullish economically and bullish jobs, right? That refund could enable more hiring, which is exactly what we need to sustain the December to February jobs recovery. She recorded that interview last night with Benioff. Oh, last night? What was she doing with Mark? White House didn't respond to a request for comment, blah, blah, blah. Judge said repayment process should be straightforward. Supreme Court told you what your position is. We live in an age of computers. It must be possible for customers a custom service to program its computer so it doesn't need a manual review. That's hilarious. What a quote. The judge is basically slamming their complaining. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love these quotes. These quotes are money. Great quotes. That's huge. Good. I wonder what the comments are in the Wall Street Journal. It should be more than 130 billion in yeah, right. Interest, damages, attorney fees. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go. I thought we collected trillions in tariffs. What have I missed? Yeah, good point. Okay, cool. I think it's 250 billion in total tariffs that was collected last year. 130 of which was a IPO, which just got pummeled. But this is also the payday for Lutnick's firm. This suggests big payday for Lutnick's firm. Yep. All right. Starting your own business is all the rage again. This is what the birth-death model is for, by the way, in the BLS reports. Mental shift towards self-reliance, feel better off alone. Yeah, I don't know about that. This is a bright spot in the jobs market, wrapped by AI-induced cuts, fine. Maybe people are starting their own gigs because they have to, because they get fired. But, you know, what's the failure rate for a small business? Like 80% in 5 years? Let's see here. They charge $4.99 a month as a better version of Google Alerts. What? If it takes off, he might hire a team and expand the business. Okay. Soft stuff remains hard. AI can't save founders from certain pitfalls. Neglecting company culture and falling in love with cool solutions to products that might or might not exist. Might or might not exist. I wonder what they mean with this. Hard skills, soft skills, personal coaching for women, blah, passion projects, whatever. Great resignation. All right, this is pretty boring. Opinion, we will see growth through the AI disruption. Well, let's take a look at that. All right, so reaction to Citrini's memo. When was this posted? The 5th? Oh, it was posted today. Familiar analytical error. Doomsday scenario only tells the half of the description of creative disruption. Schumpeter never asks what new enterprise captures the value left behind. Software companies bleeding out, but ignores a new category of businesses. Okay, that's just a memo basically saying what new business is going to take over after the AI disruption. Yeah, that's fine. Probably HouseHack's real estate AI. Dude, our valuation AI stuff is coming together. It's going to be so sick because you'll literally be able to sort properties by how much they'll increase your net worth all across the country. The click of a button. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And then when we come out with it, we'll go to, you know, some kind of monthly fee for it. Right now, it's still lifetime access. That's at househack.com. Europe ramps up response to Iranian crisis. Trump wants a quick victory, but the war may be costly. Iran counts China, Russia as friends, but are they? Umford Hotel? Umford Hotel doesn't look very comfortable. Well, this is boring. Where's the news today? No more news. It's all gone. Anthropic back in talks with Pentagon. Did the information add anything new? Demand from Alibaba and other giants boosts China's homegrown memory supplies. Well, it makes sense. Get your memory where you can. Oh, did y'all see the new Apple Neo yesterday? Man, that's freaking brilliant by Apple. Oh my gosh. This was so brilliant. What was it, like $499 for this computer? So smart. Let me see here. What was the cheapest version of this? $5.99. I thought it was $4.99. I guess it's $5.99. Anyway, I thought this was smart. It's basically like MacBook Air weight and size. Perfect for like, a student or a kid or whatever. If you're not doing any like, big video processing or something. I thought that was brilliant. And then of course they released the more expensive Mac Pros. I thought that was smart. Really competing with Windows now. In fact, if you go to their Neo page, you'll actually see they have a thing about switching from PC. There. Switch from PC to Mac. Mac does that. Never used a Mac? No problem. Mac is easy to learn and easy to use. Can I transfer my stuff? Is it easy to learn as my iPhone? You'll feel at home in no time. The marvels of Mac. Blah, 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 blah. Really smart, honestly. Good branding. They got to bring back the I'm a Mac versus I'm a PC ads. Those are great. Oh, it's $4.99 with student discount. Oh, that's where I saw that. Okay. That makes sense. I want a Mac Pro 60. Yeah, me too, Tom. Sonny says I'm getting one. LOL. Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. It's cheap, man. Can't play games is my problem. Yeah. So get a PC for games, bro. Yeah, you can have both. You don't need to be one or the other. Want to think about Hood's announcement? Yeah. We actually talked about that in the Course Member live stream this morning. Just bottom line, I think Sapphire or Venture X still dominate Robinhood Platinum, mostly because they really effed up with the 1% cash back. It's too low, man. It's too low. The 1% on everything else, too low. Really disappointing. I think that's going to be a flop of a card. It's not enough to motivate people to switch from, the Sapphire or Venture X card, which are the best travel cards right now. Trade Desk, Gemini encouraged user suicide. Lawsuit alleges. Oh, let's see what else. Nvidia CEO says investing $100 billion in OpenAI probably not in the cards. Yep, we saw that. SpaceX pitches Starlink to firms in Barcelona. Well, they're trying to get growth before the IPO. AI finance. It's all in the timing. What is this? Means things will get clear in the coming months. AI developers have risen a ton of money lately. Broke the news and explained coming soon. We expected SpaceX IPO. Uncertainty is, will the clash be enough to put them on a same? Blah blah blah. Okay, this is just talking about the IPOs coming up. Boring. All right, how are the sticks? Hey, look at that rebound. That's nice. All right, good. Very good. BT Sizz. Oh, we got a line here for it. Right there. 71,246. Wow. Look at that bounce right there. It's within 38 bucks. Why take all that garbage public? Because they want to make money. It's a cash out, homie. Why do they go public? To get their money. To get a bag, bro. And then to dump it on the retail people. I use GPT. I should buy the stock at $800 billion. And then it'll turn into a commodity. They got to IPO the garbage before it turns into a commodity. Duh. Chatbots become a commodity. Eventually, all those valuations collapse. Just hope that doesn't push you into recession. That sucks. But what are you gonna do? You know? You hope for no recession. Pray for the best, plan for the worst. That's my take. Nice, conservative approach. Don't be too YOLO-y. A little bit of YOLOing is okay. You over Challenger? Oh, I never went over Challenger. Sure. I was running out of things to talk about. I was just going to start yelling again. All right, Challenger. He wants to see the Challenger report, Kevin. He wants to see what's going on with the layoffs. Challenger. It's getting better. All right. Layoffs plunge in February, but hiring plans are still down year to date. US-based employers announced 48,000 job cuts in February, down 55% from the number in January, which is actually good. We've got February dip was a nice reprieve from the elevated job cuts. Q1, the end of Q1 may bring more layoffs because of Iran. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, public argument with the government, not them going public. Oh, okay. Oh, the spat between, Claude, Anthropic and the Pentagon, and, OpenAI trying to step in to fill the role. And it's smart for OpenAI. Great opportunity. But I heard they're trying to go back to Anthropic because they think they realize Anthropic's just better. But whatever. Which industries are cutting in February? Technology announced an increase of 51%. Yeah, from last year. So tech is laying off. Education had some layoffs. Healthcare companies announced some, well, these are all just layoffs. Why are companies cutting? Hiring plans. Hiring plans rose 140% to 12,700 from 5,300 in January. So down from last year, but still up. So, it's a reboundy report. It's not great, but it's definitely good. It's positive. Not great, not terrible. There. Just like Chernobyl. Now the question is the reactor going to implode just like, the economy? Is the economy going to implode like the reactor? Several booms heard in Abu Dhabi, Reuters witness. U.S. travel industry raises concern Homeland Security shutdown could snarl air traffic as spring break season nears. Snarl. That's a fun word. That sounds like a murloc. Didn't they just come out with the new World of Warcraft X-Pack? Let me see. World of Warcraft expansion release date. Yeah, they did. World of Warcraft is on its 11th expansion and the second part of World Soul Saga, scheduled for release on March 2nd. The expansion focuses on the void invasion of Quel'Thalas, featuring new player housing. Oh, they took this from RuneScape, didn't they? POHs. Revamped combat system. What'd they do the combat system? Wow. Takes place in the old world. I want to play. Do they still have WoW.com or did they get rid of WoW.com? It used to be WoW. Yeah, they got rid of it. That's dumb. World of Warcraft Midnight now live. Return to the kingdom of Quel'Thalas. Oh, yeah. Look at that. The clock's at 0. That's great. Well, that's awesome. I wonder, I wonder, what they changed, in the, I don't know, other than the player-owned housing, I guess. And what's this thing called? This was, Midnight. No, that's the Midnight release, isn't it? Midnight launch trailer. Oh, okay. Here you go. That'll work. Let's see. Probably just demonetize me. Oh.
Little people and your struggles.
Yeah, okay. Get to the point where like they gotta have the banners that come across the top and they tell you what's changing. They don't. It's just the whole thing's just a cinematic. Ah. No. Changes. I'll just type that in. I'm not gonna read all this. Oh, but they have chapters. All right, let's see if I can. All right, so it says huge new player experience. What's so different about the player experience?
They're actually revamping the entire new and returning player experience. What that means is that Exile's Reach is getting revamped, and it will then directly lead into Dragonflight and the War Within. But what they're doing is essentially a streamlining of the story, and that streamlining of the story is going to include raids in their new single-player story mode. So basically, there'll be no more skipping stuff. You'll be able to essentially experience the story from Dragonflight through to now.
Okay, I don't care about the story. All right, what about this?
Let's talk about housing then. Some good news. You're going to have your WoW houses before Christmas. That's because Ian hard confirmed that housing comes in patch 11.2.
Oh, it's not even out yet. What a scam. All right. New spec and class.
Demon Hunter is getting Devourer, which is a mid-range caster with some insanely cool sounding cosmic and void
like a warlock
abilities. There's things like Collapsing Star, which just sounds cool. But here's the big thing. It's probably actually a melee DPS that can stay in mid-range. That's at least our take from looking through all of the abilities. They revealed that it does have melee.
3 raids.
Raids are very different this time around. We're not getting 1, we're actually getting 3. Our first raid will be the Void Spire. That's an assault.
Void Spire, Dream Rift, March on Kill, Donos. Okay, and then did they forget PvP? Well, are they doing? Tell me they're doing gladiators.
Awesome. And I think this just speaks to how confusing the media environment has been. Many people don't know that there's going to be a new battleground that is 40v40.
Oh, that's cool.
It's in Voidstorm. It's called.
Oh, that's great. They haven't done that since, like, Alterac Valley, I think, is 40 versus 40. Wow. New battleground features a push-pull dynamic. Players will need to work together to conquer bases. Oh, so it's like a King of the Hill kind of thing. Well, that's kind of like AV then. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. All right. Interesting. Anyway. Back to this. Oh, look, Robinhood's selling off. I guess their credit card flopped. Huh. All right. Yeah. The Qs are really struggling to hold on here before jobs data. It's not unusual, but I think the jobs data is going to be fine tomorrow. You know, I mean, Trump's going to rig this stuff to perfection. It's going to be fine. It'll be fine, bro. Into it. Oh, let's go, man. Into its rebound. It's such a good company. All official Battlegrounds was like meat in the middle stuck forever. Chamath said if you bought his specs like Open Door and it became worthless, be sure to use that capital loss when you file your taxes. Oh, yikes. Can you react to the RuneScape update? What's the update on old school RuneScape? Let's just go RuneScape. What'd they do? You're not asking about sailing, are you? Let's see. Full. Old school RuneScape. Dead Man Annihilation? Dead Man All Season 3. Cow boss? The hell is that? You go fight a cow and it says moo? This is awesome. Cow boss. The Ides of Milk. Oh my gosh. To access the cowboy northwest of Lumbridge. Is it a good boss or is it like a noob boss? Cowbell Amulet. You get a cowbell. Cow slippers. This is retarded. Oh my gosh. All right. Enough of this. Enough of this. Yeah, it does look like a new boss. So it just sits outside of Lumbee. If it sits outside of Lumbee, I already know it's bad. You know, it's got to sit in like... Oh, what's the volcano called on Kramja? Oh, man. All right. I'm going to go actually do some work. See you later.